vision around Xbox has really transformed over the years of people playing on multiple devices, people playing anywhere.
We know what players want. They want to game on their own terms.
This was a #1 request from our fans. We're working in close partnership with ASUS on a brand new handheld
called the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X.
The best game library on the go, basically changes everything.
It feels like we're finally hitting an inflection point now where I'm able to take the game that I'm playing on my beefy home PC gaming rig and take it with me on a portable device.
The big question a lot of players have is how are PC games going to play on a handheld form factor? The games are largely going to play like they do on PC.
The Xbox Ally targets 720p, while the Xbox Ally X targets 1080p. Most titles will perform between 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second, but certain games have the potential to hit up to 120 frames per second. As frame rates rise and fall, variable refresh rate, or VRR, will deliver a consistent and fluid visual experience. Players can further fine-tune a variety of device settings in the command center, from optimizing battery life to remapping buttons.
The ASUS Armory Crate has 3 distinctive settings that are really great. There's the silent mode for these dark gaming sessions you will have. There is a performance mode, so your battery life is optimized. And then, of course, for the top performance factor, you would use turbo mode.
When we talk about optimizing for handheld, it's less about stripping games down and more about ensuring playing the game on a handheld is as easy and effortless as possible. Games that run at 30 frames per second or above will get a should perform well on this device tag. Games that hit 60 frames per second or above will carry a should perform great on this device tag. Games that haven't been tested yet will have a performance check not available yet label. As more games are tested, updated, and optimized for handheld, these labels will evolve over time.
This is about giving players a device with no obstacles to fun. So one example is making sure that it's going to work seamlessly with a controller. Are all menus and prompts working as intended? And are those UI elements properly sized for the smaller screen? Another example of an essential compatibility feature is having a gamepad keyboard. If a game passes all these checks, they're considered handheld optimized and will be labeled as such. On the Xbox home screen, you'll find a new handheld optimized channel that will curate these titles for players.
We test on the Ally all the time as we're building Roblox. For a player, that means more immersion, better graphics, smoother animation. You get to play games the way they were built.
If you're playing Doom the Dark Ages on the PC or the console, you expect an ultra-responsive, fast action FPS experience.
On your Xbox Ally, Doom the Dark Ages will be every bit as fast and responsive as you'd expect.
One of the awesome things about PC is that there are so many places to get your games.
We think about having this unified game library and how it can bring your entire game collection together.
Any recently downloaded and played games from other PC game stores, from Battle.net, the Epic Game Store, Ubisoft, Steam, GOG, or EA, the Xbox app automatically finds them and will show them in your game library. And right on the Xbox home screen, under Most Recently Played.
My most recently used game should be something that sticks with me everywhere I go, creating a unified user experience.
You're going to see games you played on Xbox. If it's a PC native game, you're going to be able to play it right there. If it's a console-only game, you're going to be able to stream it from the cloud. If you're down in your basement and you want to stream direct from your console that you've got upstairs, you're going to be able to do it.
I'm able to continue to experience the worlds and characters that I love anywhere that I want to play. This is going to be awesome. Now we literally have a device that could go with you everywhere.
Super exciting. Brianna, I don't think we should keep anyone waiting any longer. Why don't we take a look at how the Xbox Ally X works? And I think we should get a camera in here as well so that people at home can definitely take a look. But show me how you turn on one of these things.
Yeah, so one thing that's great is there's a fingerprint reader on the power button. But as Don mentioned, we made a lot of improvements in Windows to help add gamepad navigation across the device. So I can press A to dismiss the lock screen, and I can navigate all elements that I would expect to with a gamepad. One of the features I really love is that we've added gamepad indicators to the pin pad. So if you're familiar with them on console, you'll be able to enter your pin or have your own kind of combination that you would have to put in your password quickly. You can also use directional navigation, and we really want to give the flexibility to the players of how they want to get into their gaming session.
Cool.
So
I'm not going to peek at your pin, don't worry.
No one's going to look like what the pin is.
I'll get my own later, don't worry.
Yeah. So I'm going to quickly put in a pin for this device, and you'll boot right into the Xbox app.
Cool. And what's the first thing we're kind of seeing here?
Yeah, this is that Xbox full screen experience that we've talked about. So it boots directly into this experience. It's really tailored for gamepad navigation, for the handheld screen, and again, it doesn't even load those processes that aren't required for gaming. In some of our initial estimates, this shows an estimated 2 gigabytes of savings in memory, which can all go back to your games, which means faster startup times and less idle power draw.
Absolutely. I mean, that was super snappy just to get into that.
Yeah.
Super cool. And I've got to say, big compliments on the library that I can already see. Why don't you run us through a bit of this experience as well?
One of the buttons that we've added on this device is a library button, so you can push that and it'll take you right to your library. Dom mentioned about the aggregated library. You'll see these new indicators across the thing. So, hey, these are my games from the Game Pass entitlement. These are the ones installed from other storefronts. And we really want to make sure that when people play a game in the library, they know what save they're doing it. You might be like me and you own the same game across multiple storefronts. Your save files are so important.
Yeah, I'm very guilty of that.
Yeah, and so you want to make sure that when you launch your game, you know where it's coming from, and you're able to kind of get that jump back in where you expect.
Amazing. Can you launch up a game for us? I'm going to let you choose.
Yeah, so let's launch up Gears of War.
Good pick.
You can see that the bootloader that we have launches full screen. That really takes you to kind of that immersive experience, so you're not seeing those desktop elements that Dom mentioned previously.
Very cool. Because there's something I use at home on my desktop, which is Game Bar. I use it to access my screenshots. I use it to access all of my friends lists, party chat.
Yeah.
We have a little look at that. How does that operate on the Ally?
Yeah, so one of the main differences between the original Ally and the Xbox Ally is now there's an Xbox button on the device. And so by pressing it, you quickly bring up Game Bar. And this is the optimized view that we shipped last year called Compact Mode. That takes that same widget model that we have before that's completely extensible, but it puts it in a more streamlined, optimized form for these handheld devices. So it lets you quickly get access to device settings and most importantly, Command Center.
Nice.
So instead of having multiple overlays that you're juggling, it's all in one overlay and it's all in Game Bar, and so you can get access to some of those awesome AMD features as well as the ASUS features that you've been known for before, to be able to navigate those and adjust those kind of performance settings on the fly.
As a person who is already a multi-device user, it does instantly feel quite familiar as well. Across my console or my PC, I'm kind of getting this very fluid and connected system. It's really nice.
Yeah.
So we could jump back into Gears of War, but we know this is a fully fledged Windows device.
Yes.
What else can you do with it? Are there other apps that you can use?
Yeah, so one of my favorite features is we've added a new custom task switching view. So by long pressing on the Xbox button, you'll get this new experience where you can quickly bumper between existing applications as well as go to the Windows desktop if you need to kind of tweak something that you can't do easily. And it really kind of makes it feel fast and fluid. And so if you're using Discord or getting a little hint and edge, you can quickly bumper between them and then go back to your game really smoothly.
So snappy. I absolutely love it.